Well, it's been getting pretty cold. I don't know if you can see, but everything's frosted over. So that's my little phoenix rooster in there. He never crows in front of me. Hello. Hello, birdies. So here's a phoenix bird. They have a nice long feathers, and the babies are in the box back there. Even though it's something like 30 degrees out, they have a good 80 to 90 degrees in there because of those heat lamps. Hey birdies, I need to put more bedding in here. Oh, look at the eggs for me, thank you. Okay, so I guess a little update on all my birds. These are probably since you last seen these birds, the tail feathers haven't grown that much longer, but the saddle feathers have gone through a period of growth where they got really, really long. And the saddle feathers are the ones that they're right there where my finger is, and they hang down, and they're starting to drag through. So I need to put some fresh bedding in here to make sure that they all stay nice and clean. And here's the other male. This one doesn't have quite as long feathers. Watch out, girl. There we go. Now you can see those saddle feathers. See them? Right there. So they've gotten really, really long, and they start under the hackle feathers, which are the neck feathers. So they're actually longer than they look. So they're just real, real pretty, and I'm really happy with how they're coming along. Just a little bit of, you know, all my other chickens are all large breed. This is the only bantam breed that I have, and I didn't choose to have them. They just kind of happened to enter my life by complete randomness. And I'm really happy with these long feathered birds, and I'm not in it for the feathers, but I'm really happy to. Can I touch your feathers, or are you gonna freak out? Ah, little girl stepping on your long feather. Let me see them. Okay, he doesn't want me to mess with them. I need to get some more shavings in there. Okay, so here's their little babies. They've been out here for maybe a week now, and you know, they're doing well. I was really nervous when I first took them out here because it was cold, and I did not sleep well at all that night. In fact, the whole night I was just having dreams that I was out here keeping an eye on them and watching them, and every time I woke up and went back to sleep, I had the same dream. Are you talking to me? So the birds are doing real well. I just spread out some new bedding, and they really freaked out about it, and that's why they're all talking and everything. So I'm going to get those eggs out of here and give them some more food. But they're doing well. Look at this girl here. You're so pretty. You're a pretty girl. Yes, you are. I'm talking to you. And here's this one has the longer feathers, and they're a little bit dirty. But I put some oil on the feathers because it's supposed to. I saw another video where it's supposed to keep them in better condition, but I'm thinking I probably need to give him a scrub down with some soap and water because they drag their tails behind them, and you know, so they can't really preen them. And these are starting to drag too, and these are the saddle feathers. So they're real long and fine and pretty. And yep, so here we are entering the winter time here on the farm. Oh, now I'm out to go see the big birds. You can see this is all frosty. Frosty, frosty, frosty. Okay. Waterfowl, which is, I have runner ducks, and I have geese. My geese are just kind of mutts, but my ducks are purebred. Interesting fact of the day, male ducks do not quack. They make a kind of sound. But only females quack. Oh, and look at the whole crew is out to come greet me. The whole crew. They know I'm coming with food, that's why. Okay. I think they need some new bedding today too. Hello! Hello, my babies! Hello, my little feathery friends! How are you all doing? There's so many of you! There's so many of you! Oh, don't fight! Don't fight, I didn't bring out the food yet. Those are my feather babies. I come out and see them every day. Every day I'm out here with them. And I have 4 in the barn. These 4 were kind of getting picked on. And when they get picked on, they don't really get proper food. They're at the bottom of the food chain. And just so that they don't get sick, I separated them for a little while. So they're over here in a temporary separation. That's 1 black Australorp and 3 Heritage Delaware, so they need some water. I gotta get some stuff for them. Okay, here's my little crew. I go through between 10 and 12 pounds of food for them every day, and just so they don't crowd me at the door, I usually throw some in before I go into the chicken coop. That way some of them are out here scratching for food and I don't get completely bombarded at the door. You'll see what I mean. Half of them are coming over here to bombard me. Oh, you guys need some bedding and some water, huh? So, wintertime in the chicken coop is pretty tricky because birds are creatures of the air, and as such they need lots of ventilation, so I have to keep the windows open unless it gets, I'll probably close them if it gets to be about lows of 15 degrees or less, because they also need warmth. So what I do here is I have a bedding system that's a layering technique, and you can see it pretty much looks like just poop right now, but when the chicken poop mixes with plant material, it starts to decompose and it gives off an ammonia smell. I don't quite smell it yet, but within the next couple of days I'll start to smell it, and it's not good for their respiration. So once I smell the ammonia, I put on another layer of plant material. That way, in layering it, it starts to decompose and it creates warmth in here. So there's no heating or anything in here. They're being kept warm by their own poop, basically. So, they, they have ventilation and everything, and they're kept warm in that way. And then in the spring I'll clean it out completely. I'll shovel all of this bedding out of here, and that'll be that. Another, I guess, a little trick I do, because normally there's a hen sitting in here guarding the eggs and doesn't want to let me in. And to encourage them to lay in the nest box, I put a rock in here, and they think it's an egg. They have no clue. So these are real dirty. These nest boxes need cleaning. In the off season, I don't clean them as much, but when I'm breeding them, I clean the nest boxes daily. So, that's because hatching eggs can't be washed. Eating eggs can be washed. It doesn't matter if you're eating eggs. But you definitely never want to wash hatching eggs. All right, okay, these guys made it so that I can barely even walk. Watch out! Okay. Alright. Get back in there. Get back in there. You can see the poop layers here. See? See all these layers? It's probably like 4 or 5 inches thick. Probably get to be about a foot too. By the time I clean it out, it's going to be really yucky. Well, there you go. My little chickens. Rotating pens right now, so this pen is off limits and the other one too. I closed off 3 of the pens and opened up the back run. Here's my waterfowl. So I want to take these eggs out of here. So I just put them in there so I'd have a spot. There you go, guys. And I'm going to be putting some feed in this pen as well, because I don't like to put all of the feed in one spot, or else they really kind of fight over it. So. Oh, I can't get this gate closed. What is the deal? There we go. Got it. All right. Whew. Hi, guys. So, my little escape artist, I gotta tell you, this is so funny. When I had this open and they were running around in this area, I have dust all over my camera. One of my roosters figured it out. This door was open wider, like this. And they flew up on here, jumped up here, and then flew up, and they were walking on top of this here grapevine, because they wanted all the grapes. Little security breach. So I closed it all off for now, and I hope they forget about it by the time I open it back up again. Oh boy, how you guys liking all the cold? Oh, you're totally out of water. Oh, poor little birdies. I have to get you some water. Okay, go run after the food. There we go. Alright. Let's see if I can tell father from son. That's Deliroo and that's his son. Okay. Here, guys. Got some bowls out here. Don't step on it all. Okay. And don't ask me why I put a ladder in here. Just thought it would be fun for them. I still have a lot more food in here, because usually you have more, but I'll just put more in here. Okay, the rest is for the waterfowl. And then I'll come back and get you some more water. Okay, hello waterfowl. Hey! Sparrow. That's her name. Get back in here. This is the only... When I said before I don't have any more bantams, I actually have 2 female bantams, but they just, these were someone I know, her daughter was going off to college and needed a good home for them. So I have those, and you can definitely see the difference. They're even smaller in body than my phoenix birds. Oh, I can't close this gate. Why am I having gate problems today? There we go. Probably because the camera's on and it's going to look like I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. Hello, my buddy Napoleon. You're my buddy. You're my buddy. Don't get me. He likes to bite my bottom. Yes, he does. He likes to bite my bottom. You're so fresh. And he just snips my leg. Alright. There's so much stuff all over. Alright, come on, guys. There's a lot of people who are scared of geese. If I ever move, I'll probably, if I ever have a, you know, like a fence in my front lawn, I'll definitely put a couple of geese in there. So you'd be surprised how many people come over and I'm like, hey, would you like to take a walk in the orchard? And they're like, no! No, geese are so scary, but they're not scary. They're really actually lovely. At least mine are. And this one, I hatched this one. I hatched you. Your name's Whisper. And that's Mister. And that's Napoleon. That's Tyrone. Hello, Tyrone. You're the meanest boy. And that's Pretty. She's the meanest girl. And there's Becky. She hatches the most eggs. Or lays the most eggs, I mean. I hatch the most eggs. Alright. And then my little duckies. Look at how they run. So cute. So, being that it's winter, One of the challenges I face with my birds here is, oh, score, is the water. Keeping the water not from freezing. So one thing I have to do every day is, now that we're below freezing every day, is to break up the water. Yesterday it was real thick, but today it doesn't look so thick. No, it's not so thick today. But I gotta do it anyway. Yeah, it's not as thick today, but... Okay, that's the swimming pool. And then I have to go over to the water, and then when it gets even colder, I won't even be able to get them water out here. This is one of my Rhode Island red roosters. I have two. So hard to tell if it was a rooster or a hen because they grow almost no saddle feathers and they just looked so similar to the hens. Finally I was able to tell, basically by the shape of the feathers. I haven't even seen them crow yet. So, there we go. There's a nice sheet of ice. Give them some fresh water every day. I make sure they get fresh drinking water every day because in the wintertime the bacteria and stuff just seem to go nuts, and coccidiosis is a concern. So it's very important to keep all their bedding very clean and make sure that they have fresh water on a daily basis. Okay, so now I gotta get the chickens some water because they're very thirsty. And if they ever run out of water, then you can run out of eggs for a while. It's just how it goes. Chickens will, and when they stop, they like to stop for a good couple of weeks too, so always have to have water, be on top of it. The maple tree has completely lost all of its leaves. And all of the fruit trees. This is the mean egg guard that Hannah was talking about. She guards the eggs. Hey, can I have some eggs? Ah, don't bite me. Can I have some eggs? Can I have some eggs, please? Please, can I have some eggs? See, that's normally what I have to deal with. Hello, sweetheart. Can I have some eggs? Can I have the eggs? Okay, I'll leave you alone now. Bye, sweetie. She's a buff Orpington hen. That is the buff Orpington rooster. He is so funny. Whenever the dogs come over and bark, he gets all worked up and he starts looking around and he looks at all the hens and he like puts his head out to look at each hen, almost like he's counting, checking on the hens, making sure they're okay. Here's the Rhode Island red rooster and a couple of, looks like Delaware hens here. Oh, some black australorps out in the grassy run. This is where they like to hang out in the daytime because they have a lot of space to go out there and scratch around and eat some bugs or whatever else they like to do. So they're doing very well. They adapt well to these weather changes. Hello! That's Mr. T out there, the black rooster, because he has gold around his neck. Hi, Mr. T! He's a feisty one, too. He's really feisty. Do not try to catch him. He's going on 2 years old. And buff Orpington, that's his name's Junior. He's going on 1 year old. And this is Barry, the barred rock rooster. I think he's going on 1 year old now. This is the outside door of the chicken coop where they come in and out. I go back here sometimes, but usually just to put some more hay down. Yeah, so most of my chickens are large breed. They're all dual purpose egg layers, and each of these breeds could also be used for meat production, but I haven't eaten any of these type of breeds. Well, black Australorps aren't really considered a good meat bird because they're smaller. Even though they look the same size, their body size is a little bit smaller. They're bred for egg production. They're an Australian breed. This black Australorp right there, that's Mr. T. And so they were bred to have a slightly smaller body and produce more eggs. So basically, I guess the theory is they produce more or the same amount of eggs as other egg-laying breeds, but they consume less, so your feed bill goes down. But as far as I'm concerned, they seem to eat the same as all the other birds. I haven't noticed any kind of difference, but you know, some people really like them and ask for them, so I have to say the biggest drawback to the black Australorps is you only want to hatch so many at a time because they are more likely to display cannibalistic behavior than other ones, and the cannibal behavior happens mostly when they're juvenile. So you may have 15 in a pen together and you know, maybe 10 survive because 5 have been eaten by their brothers and sisters. That's just how it goes, and it could happen with any breed, but it's more likely with black Australorps. I definitely downsized my flock of black Australorps since last year because of that. Man, he's got some nice spurs on him. And so I guess, you know, you see I keep a lot of roosters running together too, and one thing that people kind of misunderstand would be cockfighting. And large roosters, they do not like to fight. They won't fight to the death. They fight to establish pecking order, and as soon as they tell the other one, I'm head honcho around here, they don't fight anymore. But they will very, very rarely fight to the death. I've only had one rooster fight to the death my entire time I've kept chickens, and I don't even know how long that's been. A few years. I don't know. I don't really keep track of when I start and stop stuff. I don't pay much attention to time. I don't even remember when I've made my first bar of soap. It's funny because people always ask me, how long have you had this, or how long have you done this? I'm like, I don't know. I live in the now. So, alrighty, so here we go. Got some, you see these chickens, they make these holes in the dirt. They're looking for bugs for one thing, but they also, when it's drier, it's a little too moist right now, but when it's drier they flap their wings in it and get the dirt all up in there. They basically take a bath in dirt, and this helps them. It's like their own natural way of preventing lice and mites. So and I also I treat them with diatomaceous earth when they before they go in their breeding pens, and when they're in their breeding pens every couple of weeks I dust them down with the DE, diatomaceous earth, which helps keep the mites and lice down. The birds get a type of lice, it's called feather lice, and humans can't get it, and usually they don't have it, but actually I've never seen it on my chickens, but my geese have had it before and they don't have it anymore. I treated them for it, and it takes several weeks to get rid of it, but you know, you just have to keep dusting them with that because then they can't cling to the feather anymore. But the chickens have had mites before, so I do that with them too, and I haven't seen any mites. Every once in a while I pull a random bird and I check in the feathers along the shaft and everything to see if there's any external parasites. They just kind of get it from wild birds. Wild birds fly in and they come in contact with my birds, and then every once in a while they just get it. But it's not really a huge concern, but it can affect egg production because, you know, it feeds on their blood, so it has to be taken care of. So the organic way of doing that is by getting diatomaceous earth. It's a clay, and I put it in a stocking, and then I rub the stocking up and down their feathers, and they actually kind of like it after they get over the fact that they've just been caught by the human. So, but they're all really healthy right now. They're all doing very well. I'm pleased. So we got two roosters chasing each other around. Mr. T is chasing around Junior. I don't name every bird, but I name all the roosters because I can tell them apart easily. Roosters are just so unique. I love roosters. I couldn't imagine not having roosters around. Yes, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, Mr. T. And he's got the thing that's so beautiful about the black Australorp roosters is if you look at him from far away, he just looks like a black rooster, solid black. But he's got that gold on his neck feathers, and then all of his black feathers, they shine green. It looks like someone dunked them in the olive oil and pulled them out, and they just shine green. It's really beautiful, and I doubt the camera will show it. But the hens they're like a matte black color, ordinary looking. And for some reason, last year I hatched out almost all male chicks. It was, well, I mean, there's a market for each of them, but I hatched out so many males last year. It was crazy. I hatched out a full incubator full of all male Delawares. It was crazy. I just never had that before. And then this year I hatched out almost entirely female chicks. So that was pretty crazy too. Almost all of these Delaware birds that you see here are all female. I had two other males that I sold, but almost all females hatched out. It was just the weirdest thing. And technically it's supposed to be 50-50, but I noticed that, you know, it's just completely random. But I hatched a lot of females this year. Oh, anyways, I'm starting to get cold. I better go inside. It is a little chilly out here, but I'm kind of used to it. Alright, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Bonnie's Frozen Feathers Edition. Farmy stuff. So I'm out here with my birds every day. They sure are a pure delight.